Did you know the average American family wastes between 30 and 40% of their food? That means if you spend $100 a week on food, in 1 month you will throw away between $130 and $173 worth of food. And that doesn't include the amount eating out. According to thesimpledollar.com, Americans eat on average 18.2 meals per month outside the home. If we use an average price of $15 per meal, that's $273 a month spent eating out, and it usually only goes up from there. Between food waste and eating out, Americans are losing as much as $443 a month in preventable food-related expenses. Are you like me and end up throwing out half your produce because it goes bad before you can eat it? Are you interested in saving money on your grocery bill? Keep watching to learn how. Hi, I'm Beth, and welcome to my channel, Born to be a Nomad. Did y'all enjoy that video of me cleaning out my refrigerator? It was kind of embarrassing, but I wanted to be real with you and show you what happens when I don't plan and I just randomly buy food with only a vague idea of what I'm going to do with it. Give this video a like if that has ever been you. So what can we do to stop wasting food and literally throwing money away? Meal planning and prep. I know you may be thinking, oh Lord, here we go again. If you're like me, you've tried meal planning, and I usually ended up just buying a bunch of ingredients for one meal and then never using them and throwing them all away at the end of the week. When I first moved out on my own, I would find recipes in Woman's Day magazine. I remember one had cherry tomatoes, and so I bought, all these specialty ingredients just for that one recipe and never used them. And at the end of the week, I threw away everything, including moldy tomatoes. It took me a few years, but I finally learned that in order for my meal planning to be successful, it has to be simple and it has to be easy. And I need to use items for more than one recipe so that it cuts down on the waste. I'll be honest, I don't like cooking. I hate cooking. It's not that I really hate cooking, it's just that it's so hard to cook for one person, and that's what I do. So I finally let go of my ideal me of cooking, all of these home-cooked recipes like my mom used to make, dressing and collard greens and fried pork chops and all of that, because it's just not gonna happen, okay? Let's be honest. I'm not gonna do it. So I found recipes that are quick and easy if they have more than 5 ingredients or take more than 30 minutes, and that includes boiling the water for the pasta. It just ain't happening in my house. That's real. So first, I created a list of all of the meals that I cook. I love pasta, so my favorite meal is spaghetti. I cook spaghetti a lot. I used to keep the list on a note in my phone, but I found this really great app called Plan to Eat. Not sponsored. I'll leave a link to the site in the description below, but you can basically manually add recipes or use the recipe clipper to save recipes from other websites. It also has a calendar where you can plan out your meals and then also create a grocery list to take with you. It is a fantastic app, and I have all my recipes in it, but I don't always use it lately for meal planning. I've been writing stuff down because I like printing it out and having it, put it on the refrigerator so I can see what I've planned. So that's what I'm going to do today. I can do a demo in the future of Plan to Eat. Just leave me a comment in the comments below if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. Okay, now that I have my list of meals that I like to cook, I go through my freezer and see what items I already have available, and my pantry as well. But especially my freezer. I'm really bad about buying multiple items, like 3 bags of frozen diced chicken. True story. Sometimes I like to keep a written inventory of what's in my freezer, but I've kind of, fallen off keeping it updated. So for this week, I just looked in my freezer to see what I had available and went from there. So after that, I printed out my weekly meal planning sheet that I created in Canva. I'll leave a link to a blank one in the description below. After I check my freezer to see what items I already have, I print out my weekly meal planning sheet. You'll see that it has a line for the date, and then meals on this side, and then snacks on this side, and then a space for each day. Now that I have everything I need, I can start planning out my week. Oh, and I also use like old sheets. I keep these to help me come up with ideas. Okay, here is an up-close look at my weekly meal planner. As you can see, right here is the, where I put the date, and then I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then my 3 healthy, lines for 3 healthy snacks here, and then Monday through Sunday. And then, of course, lines down here for my shopping list. And just to give you an idea, here is one that I filled out. You can see my meals and then my snacks. And I try to use items, multiple times. For instance, look at oatmeal. So I have oatmeal here, and then with apples. So I just take an apple and dice it up. And then, I use it multiple times during the week. I could also use strawberries if I want, but, that way I don't get tired. I love peanut butter toast, so I alternate, and then, I have English muffin with egg. And then, here I have an apple here with peanut butter, an apple, peanut butter and banana bites, strawberries. That way I'm using the items multiple times. And then here was my, my shopping list. Besides the groceries that I add, I also add other items like cat litter. Okay, so here is my meal plan grocery haul. I feel like I picked a bad week to do it because I also stocked up my pantry on canned goods because we're supposed to have a snowstorm, and I generally stock up like once a year, and I had really depleted it from last year, so yeah, you're gonna see a lot of canned goods. Anyways, I bought Sara Lee. I always get this bread, Delightful. It's really good. It's very moist. It's not dry. There's only 45 calories per slice. That's good. Oh, and my 2 drinks that I bought, root beer and brisk tea. I don't drink tons of soft drinks, but that's what I bought. I have red seedless grapes. I have a bag of apples back here. Trying to remember. Honey Crisp. Those are really good. Eggs. Celery. I mostly drink water, but I don't like just plain water. So I buy these little Propel packets. They're really good, and so stocking up lunch, chicken lunch meat, carrots, linguine, which is actually for an Asian dish, spaghetti, my favorite spaghetti sauce, Rouse, or however we say that, cucumbers, which I love peeling them, removing the seeds, chopping them up, and then putting a little bit of soy sauce and sesame, or toasted sesame oil. Oh, so good. Bananas, oranges, some frozen stuff. I used to buy zucchini, but then it would end up going bad before I could use it, so now I just buy the frozen, and it works a lot better. My guilty pleasure back here, Haagen-Dazs. Oh. Then almonds for snacks, frozen chicken tenderloin, my cheese snacks, the best coffee creamer ever. They were out of the big one, that's what I normally buy. Paper bowls, because I don't like the word lazy, but let's just be honest, I'm kind of lazy, and I feed Loki in paper bowls. That way I don't have to wash a dish twice a day, because I have to feed him twice a day. Okay, and so here's my stock up for, my shampoo back here. My stock up for my pantry. Yeah, I went a little overboard because it was like, oh, yeah, baked beans, mixed vegetables, lima beans. So I just sort of, I kept hitting the buy button. So anyways, I shouldn't go hungry for a while, but these soups are really good. So I got a bunch of different ones. You basically just have to add water, and that's Yeah, it's dry soup mix. And then under here, there are some more vegetables, but back there I got some, I'm Southern, so we call them Vienna sausages. Vienna, I don't know how you say it, but rice and soup. And of course bouillon. I got chicken and beef. Anywho, yeah, so this was my meal prep. And then this is my pantry stock up. It's like 3 times as much food. But anyways, it's a little crazy this week. So I'm going to try to film another one, in a couple of weeks that's more accurate. There you go. Once I get home with my groceries, I put everything away, but I've found it's really important for me to prep my snacks and then portion them out correctly. Otherwise, they'll go bad, or I'll eat like the whole bag of grapes all at one time. I'll put a picture here of the boxes that I use. I got them from Walmart. I'll leave a link in the description below. They were $3.46 for a 5-pack, and I bought 3 packs of them. They aren't leak proof, so keep that in mind. But for storing washed fruits or vegetables, portions of them, they work great. Whenever I was planning this video, I couldn't find the exact boxes, but if I can, I'll leave them in the description. Otherwise, I'll leave something. The ones that I did find were just one single compartment. Now that I have my meals planned and prepped, it is up to me to be disciplined enough to stick with my plan. As you can tell from the beginning of this video, it doesn't always go according to plan. In that case, I didn't prep my ingredients and my snack boxes ahead of time. And it's amazing how just that one thing can make such a difference as to whether or not I stick with my meal plan. And maybe not everything will work the same for you. Maybe you find your pain point is something else. Whatever you can do, however you can figure out what is causing you to throw away food. Are you buying too much, or are you buying things that you really don't eat? Are you buying things with your ideal person in mind? Planning these big elaborate meals and then you just really get tired. Be honest with yourself. And that I had to do that. It took me a long time, but I had to do that. And once I did, then it made it easier with my cooking, that it's okay to eat a frozen pizza every once in a while. It may not be, and yes, I know it's not the healthiest, and yes, I know that it's got preservatives and all of that, but at least I'm eating at home and I'm not eating out. That's, for me, that's the bigger fight right now. The point is to identify the areas for improvement and work on those things, work on getting a little bit better every day. Well, that is all that I have for this week. If you found value in this content, I would really appreciate it if you would give a thumbs up and maybe hit that subscribe button so that I know that I'm on the right track with my videos. If there's something that you'd really like for me to cover, please go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you for taking the time out to watch my videos, and I hope you have a great week. Okay? Thanks. Bye.